This is Nailed It, the Hurricane Edition. My name is Grenville Phillips, here to give you advice for building homes to withstand hurricanes and earthquakes. In this episode, we will look at columns, floors, beams, and walls. The most important aspect of the wall is to make sure that it is strong enough to withstand the earthquake forces and strong wind forces that may impact upon it. For this reason, every elevation or side of the house should have adequate shear walls. The house usually has 4 elevations or 4 sides. Every side should have a shear wall that is 10 feet wide from foundation to the roof with no openings in it, no doors or windows. If this is inconvenient because of the placement of the windows and the doors, then you're permitted to have 2 6.5 feet wide shear walls. No windows and doors, foundation to roof. You should have 1/2-inch bars at 600 millimeters or 2-foot centers. That should be adequate to resist the lateral loads. You should also get brick force. You can get that from BRC every other course. Lay brick force. Floors are used to support the floor loads. This is what every structure is designed to support the loads that are applied to it, and it's no different for floors. The normal floor loads are people walk on it, people jumping on it or dancing on it, and therefore it has to accommodate those loads. Floors that are supported by the ground or the fill are just that. They're supported by fill, and the fill should be well compacted as we described in a previous episode so that it doesn't settle, because if it settles, the tiles normally pop up and there could be cracks in the floor as well. Suspended floors have no support except for beams and columns at the edges. Therefore, they tend to sag. They should be thick enough so that the sag is limited. The reason why you want that sag to be limited or that deflection to be limited is that, again, if there are tiles on it, they won't pop up. As well, it's uncomfortable to feel this vibration when you're walking. Timber floors are usually made of joists, and on top of that, then there are planks that you walk on. The size of the joists are dependent on the span, and all that information is contained in the Karakoram Regional Code of Practice for the construction of houses. So there are 3 types of beams. There are the lintel beams over windows and doors. There are ring beams or perimeter beams that go around the external walls, and there are also internal beams. They may sit on walls or they may be suspended. The sizes of these beams and the reinforcement are governed by the span of the beam. The larger the span, the larger the size, the geometry, and the more reinforcement that you need. Columns are used to support beams and floors. They must be strong enough to withstand lateral loads as well. Therefore, the minimum column size should be 8 inches by 8 inches. That's on the outside, and that's up to 10 feet. On the inside, it should be 10 inches by 10 inches. And the reason for that is that if there's a fire on all sides of that column, it must be large enough to protect the steel from heating up and deforming. This brings us to the end of this episode, where we looked at floors, walls, beams, and columns. In the next episode, we will look at roofs.
BRC's latest upgrade, a new and efficient cut and bent machine, with the aim to revolutionize manufacturing by enhancing precision and efficiency. This advanced machine slashes production time and cost by bending steel off-site, allowing for pre-preparation and on-demand delivery. It cuts labor costs, minimizes wastage by using rebar coils instead of finished rebar, and ensures consistent quality with reduced human error. Focus more on building and less time on bending with BRC's cut and bend service.